Oops! Are you excited to draft your innovation? Well, tamang mindset yan kasi buti pa sa innovation may mapapala ka kaysa umasa sa kanya na may mahal namang iba. Ouch! God stay mga ka-joyful! Join me in my second episode on how to conduct innovation. In the previous episode, I gave you the parts and the guidelines on how to conduct innovation. This time, we're going to explore each of the parts through giving an example.
Based on the Department of Education guidelines, this is the innovation proposal template. For the preliminaries, we have the name of proponent, the project title, and the project time frame. For each 6 sections, first, the project context, second, the project summary, third, the project background, fourth, the project objectives, and fifth, the project methodology. The project methodology is comprised of 3 subparts. We have work breakdown and task time estimates, project deliverables, and project risk management. For the last section, it is the project cost. This is comprised of 2 subparts, the project budget and the project sources.
Alright, for the preliminaries, we must clearly indicate the name of proponent, the project title, and the project timeframe. Example, the name of proponent is Joy Espera Lopez. The project title is RBI on Wheels, and the project timeframe is November 2020 to 2021. If you're going to count the number of months, that is good for 1 year. We are now ready to explore the different sections.
Oh yeah!
For the first section, which is the project contacts, we must list persons who are involved with the project and can be contacted. And what we need to include under project contacts, we have the names, titles, roles in the project, as well as phone numbers and email addresses, just like what is shown in the example.
That's cool!
The next section is the project summary. The goal of this section is to present the reasons for doing the project as well as stating the project objectives. In particular, it is essential to write concisely and clearly. We will be guided by the following questions in writing the project summary. First, why are you doing this project? That means we are going to state the reason. Second, what will you be doing? To answer this question, we are going to describe the nature of the project. Third, how will you be doing it? Here, we are going to identify the steps, the procedures or actions to be taken. Fourth question, who will be doing it? It means we are going to identify the persons involved. Fifth question, where will it be done? To answer this, we are going to clearly reflect the target school or context. The sixth question, how long will it take? So, we are going to state the duration of the project. As stated in the guidelines, the project proposal shall be within the academic year. As much as possible, it should be 1 year. And lastly, how much will it cost? We're going to estimate the fund needed for the project. Here's an example of a project summary.
Okay!
So let's go back to the proposed project a while ago, Video-Based Instruction on Wheels, or RBI on Wheels.
Why is the project being proposed?
Video-Based Instruction on Wheels intends to reinforce Radyo Eskwela sa Isabela through reaching grade 1 learners of last mile schools or remote areas.
What will be done with the project?
This project shall promote the use of audio lessons as a support to self-learning modules, extend help to economically disadvantaged learners through provision of school supplies, radios, and USBs, and advocate love for reading through storytelling.
How will the project be done?
The project shall be done through establishing partnership and generating funds to purchase the needed materials.
Who will be doing the project?
The project shall be implemented through the initiative of the proponent and team members.
Where will it be done?
This is for purposefully chosen grade 1 learners of last mile schools.
How long will the project take?
The project is good for 1 year.
How much will it cost?
Approximately, it is 5,000 to 10,000 pesos quarterly. Once you're done answering the questions, You are ready to write your project summary. Further elaborate your answer to the questions, but keep in mind, your project summary must not be longer than a page.
Oh yeah!
Now, let's come to the project background.
I like it!
For this part, you need to clearly describe your context. This means we need to identify the problem and we have to give a clear picture of the situation. How we are going to do that? Just like what we do in research, there should be a baseline data which is appropriate. Say it could be a result of research gathered through observation, interview, or survey. Then given the situation, we will emphasize the importance of the innovative project. Reminder, when references to supporting documentation, such as project design or layout is necessary, place such in the index part. Example of a project background. There are remote places in underprivileged learners that are not being reached by Radio Eskwela, both in Facebook and the radio itself. So this is our problem. And what baseline data support this? According to research initiated by the division, the frequency reach of the partner radio station is limited, which means it cannot reach remote areas. The study also revealed that the respondents were requesting for the provision of radios. Initial survey also indicated that 27.50% of the learners are without laptop, smartphone, desktop, and tablet. 26.10% do not have internet connectivity and 5.6% do not have radios. Given the situation, radio-based instruction as an innovative project is needed because it personally reaches remote learners and places that cannot access either Radio Eskwela via FB or radio. Again, after you have identified the problem, the data, the information that support it in the innovative project, when you will be writing, you need to explain further, but make it concise and substantial.
Oh yes!
The fourth section is project objectives, wherein we're going to state explicitly what goals the project is aiming to achieve. It contains stated general and specific objectives. General objective addresses the problem presented and identifies the target beneficiaries. Specific objectives are specific, measurable, attainable, result-oriented, and time-bound. For instance, example of general objective is radio-based instruction on wheels is a community-based project which shall aim to reach grade 1 learners of last mile schools that cannot access either Radio Eskwela via FB page or radio. So what is the problem? Last mile schools cannot access either Radio Eskwela via FB page or radio. Did we identify our beneficiaries?
Yes, ma'am!
They are the grade 1 learners of last mile schools. For the specific objectives, first, promote use of audio lessons through distributing MP3s in remote schools. Second, provide school supplies, radios, and USBs to identify economically disadvantaged learners of the target school. And the last objective is to advocate love for reading through storytelling. For the fifth section, it is the project methodology.
Wow, I'm excited!
Project methodology should start with a description of the overall approach. It means that we have to describe if our innovation is for access, quality and relevance, or governance. For example, RBI on Wheels is a form of community outreach that supports access to education. It involves promoting the use of radio-based instruction, extending educational support, and advocating reading literacy. Priority beneficiaries are the economically disadvantaged grade 1 learners of identified schools. So in this case, the innovative project is a community outreach by nature and support access to education. Other examples can be anchored to instructional material development suited to your beneficiaries. Could also be a teaching strategy, a simplification work, or an innovation and a school improvement. Project methodology also details the plan on how we are going to attain the project objectives. So, we have to get into details, which are work breakdown and task time estimates, project deliverables, and project risk management. For work breakdown and task time estimates, we're going to follow this template. For example, we're going to leave our number 2 objective a while ago. That is, to provide school supplies, radios, and USBs to identified grade 1 learners of the target school. Then, you can see there are 3 major activities with a specific task. These are pre-implementation, during implementation, and post-implementation. Say in the pre-implementation phase, we have the following tasks: identify beneficiaries, generate fund, accept donations, and purchase school supplies and device. And for the time frame, this will be done from first quarter to fourth quarter or quarterly. And for the resources, of course, that is comprised of 3, the human, the materials, and financial. For the human resources, the project will be done by the project proponent, team members, identified beneficiaries, and of course, the donors. And for the materials, we have pencil, pad paper, notebook, radios, and USBs. And then for the fund needed, we have 5,000 to 10,000 pesos. The next part of project methodology is the project deliverables. When I say deliverables, those are the products that will be delivered to the client at the end and throughout the project. For instance, one of the deliverables of RBI on Wheels is radio device. So we have to include the specification and its purpose under description. So for its specification, the radio device is a rechargeable AM radio with USB, SDTF MP3 player, LED, and external antenna. And its purpose is for the learners to access learning episodes through the radio device, but depends on the reach of the partner radio station. Another example is the flash drive. So we have stated the specification of the flash drive under description: a 2-in-1 OTG metal 32GB 2.0 micro USB dual USB flash, flexible for both video and cell phone. So its purpose: audio lessons shall be saved, and in case of incoming episodes, Google Drive shall be sent to the school head or any personnel of the school who can access the internet and be in charge of updating the lessons. So primarily, the function of the flash drive is for the audio lessons to be saved in the device, and it will be a backup when the radio cannot access the frequency of the partner radio station.
Well, that's cool.
Last part of project methodology is the project risk management. This part details the significant project risk and delineates the plans to alleviate or control them. This is the format. We have risk, risk trigger, risk impact, response, and time frame. When I say risk, these are uncertain events that might or might not materialize during a project, impacting its objectives. Risk trigger, on the other hand, is a condition or other event that will cause a risk to take place. For the risk impact, it is an estimate of the potential losses associated with an identified risk. And for the response, we are referring to strategic options and determining actions to enhance opportunities and reduce the threats to the project's objectives. For example, since it is RBI on Wheels and it is a community outreach program, our possible risks are travel, health, and safety issues. What's our trigger? Because of the presence of COVID-19. And what will be the impact? There could be a delay of the implementation. Now, what will be our strategic option to reduce the threat? That is, strictly following the IATF protocols, and we will establish partners who can deliver of the school supplies, the radios, and the USBs to the target beneficiaries. And our time frame is quarterly. But it would be better if you will be identifying the date, the inclusive dates of implementation. And for the last section, we have the project cost, wherein it consists of the project budget and the project sources. For the project budget, it should be indicated. And for the project sources, we're going to follow this format. We have description, unit, quantity, unit cost, total cost, in source of fund. For example, the description is a flash drive. So how many pieces of flash drive do we need? We have 10 as the quantity, and the cost for each flash drive is 369. Now to get the total cost, of course, we're going to multiply unit cost to its quantity to come up with 3,690. And the source of fund is donation. Take note that one of the guidelines is fund for an innovative project should not come from the MOOE. And before we will end, I'd just like to share with you the format when writing a project proposal for an innovation. So I'll flash it in a minute so that you can capture it.
Oh, kuha niyo ba lahat? Easy, di ba? Congratulations because I know you have brighter ideas out there. Basta guro, paraan, para sa bata, para sa bayan. Sabi nga nila, huwag sa pag-ibig, guro ang number 1. Kasi pag nagka-problema kayo, siguradong mag-i-innovate yan. Thank you so much for watching. For those who did not subscribe yet, please click the bell button below.